Thank you, Fujino-san, for your kind introduction. Distinguished guests, good evening from Japan. My name is Yasuo Takahashi, and I am the Executive Director of IGES. Today, please allow me to speak for a few moments on the role of voluntary local reviews, or in short, VLRs, in advancing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. As you may be well aware, in 2018, 4 cities presented the first voluntary local reviews at the high-level political forum held in New York. 3 of them were Japanese local governments, namely Kitakyushu City, Toyama City, and Shimokawa Town, which developed their VLRs with support from IGES. A VLR is a process through which local and regional governments review their progress towards the localization of the SDGs and plan for future actions to accelerate the delivery of the 2030 Agenda at the local level. Since 2018, the VLR has grown in importance as a key process to ensure and accelerate the localization of the SDGs for sustainable levels or subnational levels of governments, much in line with the role played by VLRs at the national level. Together with New York City, these 3 Japanese cities and towns pioneered a global movement that have grown in importance in subsequent years. 21 local and regional governments presented a VLR in 2019, including the Japanese city of Hamamatsu, expanding the geographical scope to Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and Europe. In 2020, despite of the great crisis of COVID-19 pandemic, 23 local governments joined the VLR movement. In just 3 years, the VLR movement has grown to play a fundamental role in the localization of the SDGs. IGES has supported not only the VLR process of the 4 Japanese cities that have presented a VLR to date, but also it has contributed to wider debates on VLRs. IGES presented the Shimokawa method for voluntary local reviews as a guideline to support cities' efforts to develop their VLR inspired by the experience of Shimokawa Town. We also launched the first online repository of VLR reports, our VLR Lab, which brought together VLR reports in one single easy-to-access website. Moreover, last year, I just presented the first volume of the State of the Voluntary Local Reviews. This annual series aims at exploring the evolution of the VLR movement, the advancements, identifying areas needing further development, and recommending courses of action for following years. It is with the occasion of the launching of the second volume of this series that we are gathering here today, entitled The State of the Voluntary Local Reviews 2021, From Reporting to Action. The new report analyzes the 23 voluntary local reviews presented in 2020. It looks at frontier issues such as the integration between VLRs and VNRs, as well as at current topics such as the posture of VLRs toward the management of the COVID-19 pandemic. Overall, the VLRs published in 2020 are growing in scale and ambition, showing promising signs of accelerating actions toward the localization of the SDGs. This will be shown today by the distinguished representatives from 5 cities committed to localizing the SDGs through the VLR process, representing different geographical areas. The city of Bonn presented its VLR in 2020. The VLR aligned the city's main areas of municipal action to the SDGs, presenting a traffic light-like system to indicate the city's standpoint regarding particular targets. Buenos Aires presented its first VLR in 2019, with a second edition coming out in 2020. The city's continuous efforts in reviewing its progress towards the localization of the SDGs points to a growing trend that considers the VLR process as an ongoing effort rather than a reporting mechanism. Los Angeles launched its VLR in 2019, which had a unique approach to tailoring the SDGs to the local context to better serve the needs of the community. São Paulo has localized the 2030 agenda, aligning its main policies and its budget to the SDGs to build the structure towards fostering a more efficient method for delivering the 2030 agenda. Finally, Taiwan conducted its first VLR in 2020 as a way to construct a more sustainable city and to re-examine its ongoing policies in light of the SDGs. I wish you all a good and productive webinar, and I hope that this discussion will inspire more cities to take on the challenges of conducting a VLR and to advance a more integrative approach to sustainable development. Thank you for your attention.